Okay then folks, I get a lot of questions about kit and people are always remarking about how much kit I've got. So I thought let's give you a definitive rundown of everything I've had with me for the last year and a half on this trip. All the luggage is provided by Krieger and it's all their soft roll top stuff. It's top end stuff, it really is, it's fantastic. I initially actually had Oxford and they supplied me with their new roll top range, which is basically a copy of Krieger. It just didn't survive. It didn't survive one winter. Used it every single day and the zips all fell apart, water got in. So I approached Krieger and very graciously they came on board and supplied me with all their luggage here. So what I've got is it's the US dry bag system. As you can see on the back here, I have one big US 30 and then either side are the US 20s. One on the side here that carries two fuel cans, and then on the other side this one here has just got things like sleeping bag, first aid kit, foot pump, things like that. So, and then the tank bag is another US 20 dry bag. That's got all the main heavy stuff, things like my tools, spares, that sort of stuff, camera equipment, all goes here on the front. Trial and error really. I learned after Africa, snapping the frame, crossing Russia, there was too much weight on the back, including my fat ass, so I tried to minimise as much of the weight on the back as I could and put all the main heavy stuff on the front in the tank bag. So I said before, the setup on the front here, again just cargo net and a couple of bungees holds the tent and everything on. Cargo net's nice and handy, you know, if it's too hot and you're not wearing your gloves, don't recommend it, but I've done it. You can just tuck your gloves in under there, keeps them nice and secure. Got the monopod just tucked in there, so when I'm riding I can just unclip it and work it with one hand basically. Extend that out and I can do all the footage looking back, my gorgeous face, you know how it is. Strap some water in there as well for the hot days, and yeah, nice and simple, you just unclip it like so, unclip that, and then I have a bungee here, unclip that, and there's the tent, and that's it, tent's off. As you can see, Vango Chinook 200, great two-man tent, fantastic for the bike. I picked up in Australia in the airport actually, got a cracking deal on it, is the GoPro Hero 3 Plus. I've got to say, this one, top dollar, had no, touch wood, I've had no issues with the 3 Plus at all. The footage is incredible, the quality, it's cinema quality actually. It'll go up on there's an idea, film, coming to a local cinema. Yeah, you can if you want, you can film stuff on this and project it onto a massive great big screen if you wanted. The quality is that good. I also have the Krieger rucksack. This one here, this is the R30. I initially started with the R25, which is a quality rucksack, really is good. That's probably your best one I would say for day-to-day riding. I needed something just a little bit bigger to be honest with you, because I just had a wee bit more kit. So Krieger very kindly supplied me with the R30. So there you can see, that's the contents of the R30 Krieger rucksack. The black case on the right, that's the waterproof bag that contains a laptop, hard drives, adapters. Then I have the document case. There's a little pouch there for the digital camera, which I'm filming on just now. At the bottom there is a good heavy duty camping knife. This is the LMF2 by Gerber. It's a good solid knife. Nice grip there should you need it, you know, if you're going to have to chop down some pretty thick branches. You can use this, use a lump of wood on the back, chop it. Makes a real, quite a good sort of miniature axe if you like. It's also got a built-in sharpener, so you can keep this thing absolutely razor sharp. Although it's got the black finish on it, you can scrape that off and you can use it as a strike on flint stones and things like that if you need to start the fire. Good bit of kit, quite expensive, but it's well worth investing a bit of money in a good quality knife if you're going to be away camping for any length of time. Another really good function on the Krieger bags, all these dry bags, the rucksack and the dry bag, they all have this white liner, it's a removable liner. That's what keeps everything waterproof. You can take that out, wash it if you need it. However, in the rucksack, it conceals something. So you just pull that apart, it's just Velcro. And in the back, I've got a camel pack there, so you fill that with your water, whiskey, whatever you want to fill it with. That handily feeds through the back here onto your drinking straw at the front. You really need to keep hydrated. You know, your body can survive without food for quite a while, but it needs water, and when you're hot you've got to keep hydrated, because honestly your spirits go down, just your awareness, your mental awareness is the first thing to go, and if like me you suffer from that anyway at the best of times. When you're a bit dehydrated things can get a bit dicey, so having water on you at all times, you keep it here, it's all insulated so the water stays cool even in the real extreme temperatures. I mean, I was in the outback 51 degrees, that's like 125, 130 degrees. I had water in the back here, nice and cool. Other times I just strap a bottle to the front, but that gets hot. But it's up to you, whatever you want, as long as you keep hydrated. Another good thing about this here is this is actually where I hid my money in Africa, and it's a good job I did, because you know, I'd have been penniless. The amount of times I got robbed in Mauritania, if I hadn't stashed most of my money away in here, just had little bits in my wallet, then they'd have got everything. But I just wrapped it in a poly bag, and I actually hid it inside the camel pack in the water, so it was in a watertight bag. That did the job. They never even knew that this was there. Great bit of kit. And this bit is another extra that you can get, and it's just the pouch. Nice and simple. Just velcros on, like that. Put it anywhere you like, just wraps around. Go on the belt, go wherever you like. It's just a pouch, but for me, invaluable, so handy. When you're wearing leathers, there's no pockets on your leathers. You have this, you know, I have my phone in an otter case here, so that keeps it nice and waterproof. If you drop it, it's not going to get smashed. So that's good for your phone. And then yeah, you can just stash it away in there. For me, fantastic. Really, really handy extra to have this. So as you can see, bungees and cargo nets are your best friend. Great bits of kit, nice and handy. Just unclip them like that, they keep everything nice and secure. It's just a normal bungee net there. You see I've got a couple of clothes pegs on it, which I use with a couple of bungee cords, so you can put them between the bike and a tree or a bush or a fence. You've got washing line if you need to dry anything off, clothes pegs. They are really handy, believe it or not. Given to me by a couple of Japanese bikers in Japan actually. Really, really handy tip, and I'm very grateful to them for it because it's come in handy. So yeah, got a fleece there for when it gets chilly, some spare oil just in case you need it, and an assortment of bungees just in case, you never know. The Krieger restraining system, which I'll show you shortly, has been great. It's been faultless actually, not had a single issue. But if I have any problems, I've got plenty of bungees as a bit of a backup, just in case. And they always come in handy. They're the Gaffer Tape of the biking world. In fact, I've got Gaffer Tape with me too. And we've also got Spada rain suit. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Not only for when it's raining, as the name would suggest. When I was up in Canada there, it was hitting minus 35. Couple of t-shirts on underneath what I'm wearing. I had my fleece on, I had every neck tube I've got, including the thermal one, and I put this on over the top with my winter gloves and the bar muffs. This no doubt saved my bacon, it really did, because it takes the wind off you, and in the wet, bone dry. Beautiful bit of kit, and it's nice and light too. So I've also got USB charger, so I can charge up my phone, my cameras, things like that if I get stuck out in the wild for any length of time. Well worth chucking one on your bike if you don't have one. You can pick them up all over the world as well. This is about the 5th one I've gone through of various different makes and models. None of them have been 100% watertight. None of them have managed to put up with the rigours of the whole trip for the whole length of time. But they're about 15-20 quid, and you can pick them up just about anywhere. Well worth it. Right, so the Krieger system itself, self-explanatory, really simple. It's just a simple system of straps, as you can see. That's all it is, nice and quick. This one at the bottom. That's one bag off. As you can see, it's just these straps held on, all self-adjustable, nice and easy. Same on this side, clip, and that is it, falls off. And here's the main one, again, simple, unclip, and it lifts off. Simple as that. And what holds the whole system in place are these mounting straps that you get, these grey ones here. Take these off there. You tie them round the frame itself. It has to go around the actual subframe, the rear subframe. There's no point connecting it to anything else because this is what takes all the load, so it's got to be your strongest point. That's all it is, you just clip the bits in round there, job done. Yeah, so that's the tail section. Nice and easy, simple system, foolproof. If I can do it, you can do it. Now for me, I never normally listen to music back home when I'm on the bike. I like to listen to the bike, plus I like to know what's going on round about me, so I don't even normally wear earbuds at all. However, I was given a set of moulded earplugs and moulded in-ear monitors from Hearwave Technology. So I took them on. Wasn't sure if I'd ever use them, to be honest, but God, I'm glad I had them. People have asked me, what's my #1 bit of kit, which I couldn't do without. Do you know, since I got to probably South America actually, it has been a little iPod shuffle and these in-ear monitors. I started listening to music just to combat the boredom, to be honest with you, trying to stay awake. It's nice to have a bit of company. These things have been great. The in-ear monitors themselves, go to Hearwave Technology. Louis there will look after you, great lad, and he does a cracking job. These things have put up with 1.5 years on the road. I fairly abuse my kit. These aren't exactly surgeon's hands. My kit gets thrown about and pretty much destroyed half the time. Chuck them in the lid, gets rid of the wind noise, you can hear the music, top dollar, and hopefully it saved my hearing as well. Tank bag mounts exactly the same way, just a series of clip-on buckles like this, and the bag lifts off. And it's just, again, these straps, they just unclip. Again, you know, I've had the bike up to 150, 160 miles an hour, and this has stayed put. I've had a couple of crashes, it's just velcroed on here. And that does pop off when you crash, but hopefully you'll not test that out. And then it just straps around the headstock here. So this comes off should you need it. When you need to fill it with fuel, you just unclip there. That flips up with your tank bag on it still. You can swing that round to the side, get to fuel cap, do the job. And then when you're finished, clip her back up and off you go. Like I said, just unstrap this, comes round the headstock and the whole thing just lifts off if you need to remove it. Great bit of kit, Krieger. And the last bit of kit we've got to talk about is the sat-nav, the GPS. This is the Garmin Zumo 660. I've managed to get maps through Garmin and a couple of external resources for everywhere on the planet I've been to. Brilliant. I also carry a tripod, and that is about it. So I'll now just go through all the kit and let's have a look. So what do I actually keep in these bags then? Well, these are the three that I have on the back. The US 30 and the two US 20s. One of them here, one of the 20s, that contains the spare fuel, and these are great. I saw these at one of the hub meets. Awesome bits of kit. They're called Roto packs, and they come in different sizes. You get them for fuel in red, and you get them for water, which come in yellow. Don't get them mixed up. There's some purpose-built mounting systems for these, you know, that they do them for all the adventure bike. However, they also handily fit inside the US 20 Krieger dry bag. So that's what I did to employ it in this system. These things here, they're two 1 gallon, you know, 3.8 litres each one. Two of them gives me about half a tank, so I get about another 80 miles added to my range, which has been a lifesaver in places like Australia, Laos, parts of South Central America, and believe it or not, the prairies. There's big expanses of nothing, and if you miss a fuel stop, you can be in trouble if you haven't got some spare fuel. Well worth it. So the other US 20, nice and light this one. I've got my winter gloves, heavy duty for when it's really cold. These are the Spada Enforcer, and when I used these with the handlebar muffs in Canada in the -35, these were great. I would have definitely had frostbite. I was close to it anyway, but with these, saved me. Bit of a first aid kit. Got spare straps for the Krieger butt system. The sandwich bags, self-seal bags, keep everything watertight should you need them. Some spare bearings for the wheels, plasters, some wire just in case. I used that to tie up the exhaust when the hanger snapped a couple of times. Antiseptic, little first aid bag there. You can get them in any adventure shop, and quite a lot of bike shops have these as well now. They can just fit under your tail seat. And then the fire lighter. Yeah, nice simple system. You can get these in any adventure store. Good bit of kit. I've got a foot pump, old-fashioned foot pump. I prefer these to the 12-volt electric ones. This is a cheapie, but you pick these up in Walmarts, you pick them up, God, you name it, you can get them anywhere all around the world. Don't trust the valve, carry yourself a little pressure gauge. Yeah, great bit of kit. And then lastly, this is the Vango Venom 400. This has done me from the depths of summer in Russia, Japan, Australia, right through to the real cold. I didn't camp in Canada, I wimped out, but I've done some real cold nights. Second night in Texas, I think it was -10, really cold. It froze all the electrics on the bike and everything, but I was toasty warm in this bag. Good bit of kit, and if it gets my fat ass in it, it'll fit anybody else. And lastly, in the big one here, this is just clothes, that's all it is. I'll not get everything out, but I'll tell you what's in here. It's a spare jacket, laundry bag, hair products, you know how it is. I've got a spare set of shoes in there. I've got a pair of zippable short trouser cargo pants. I've got 3 t-shirts, a spare pair of boxers, 2 pairs of socks, and that is it. That is everything. Oh, and I've got a travel towel as well. That is my kit for a year and a half. And then what I'm wearing here, 2-piece leather suit. I've got a Spada sort of thermal whipping layer, just the top half, didn't bother with the bottom half. And that's it. And my City Gore-Tex boots. That's the kit, life for a year and a half. And the last one we got here is the tank bag. Again, US 20 Krieger dry bag. So in here, infamous handlebar muffs. Honestly, one of the best inventions in the world when it's cold. I've got heated grips and they've done all the way till I got to Canada, but unfortunately they went about a day into Canada. They've really taken a battering, as you can see, you know, they're hanging, absolutely hanging on. Unfortunately they went, so I needed something to keep my hands warm. And you can pick these up anywhere where it gets cold. Any of the adventure shops do these. Nice and easy, they just velcro on. Just take the wind chill off. With wind chill it was getting to -35. drive. It's unbearable. You can do about 20 minutes, half an hour in that. You just gotta stop. So yeah, the other end of the scale for when it's really hot, especially in Russia, Japan, where the mozzies are horrendous. The old Special Forces hat, it does the job. Keeps the sun off. Chuck this net over the top, and it can give you a bit of a respite from the mozzies as well. Believe you me, you do even a couple of hours in the mozzie infested places when you're trying to set up camp, it'll drive you insane. So having this just gives you a little bit of respite. I'll take that off now. Sunglasses, little adjustable tripod, again for the camera, for the GoPros, things like that. Great if you want to do some shots with the drive-bys. If you can't be arsed setting the tripod up, this is nice, quick and easy. Socket set, saved me, absolutely saved me on more than one occasion. Every type of socket that I need, because my mechanical knowledge is pretty limited, so this got me out of many a problem. Gaffer tape, don't go anywhere without gaffer tape, bungees and Allen keys. You need Allen keys. There's a file there, use that on the brake discs, just use that to get through the little holes in the brake discs, give them a clean. WD-40, adjustable screwdriver set, the socket head for my rear spindle, and cable ties, various different sizes. Don't leave home without cable ties, gaffer tape, bungees. That's what you need. And that is it. That's my kit.